What's up, my Central Unit? It's the Central Man here. So this is my review of AEW's Fyter Fest Part 2. It started with the AEW Tag Team title match between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega defending the belts against the Private Party. This week's Tag Team title match is way better than last week's Tag Team title match between Page and Omega versus the Best Friends, that is Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. That was but this week's Tag Team title match was fun to watch. The Private Party did a lot of high-fly maneuvers, cruiserweight moves. You had Cassidy did like a springboard dive onto the barricade, onto Page and Omega. That was cool. I see it a lot of times, but it was fun to watch. I think Page hit like a powerbomb onto Quinn, onto Cassidy. It was basically, a tag team maneuver. In the end, the Private Party was going for their tag team finisher. It's basically called Gin and Juice, but Page countered it into a powerbomb, Quinn off the top rope. And then, Page and Omega hit their tag team finisher. It's a bookshot and a feed trigger combo to win this match and retain the tag team championships. And then we got Joey Janela versus Lance Archer. It was one-sided. They're still building Lance Archer up. But Janela has some offense of his own. One more of the match, Archer was going for like a blackout attempt, but I think Janela countered it into a DDT, I think. Archer kicked out. And then, Jake the Snake Roberts trying to distract the referee. It kind of backfired. And you had Sonny Kiss, who was in Joey Janela's corner in this match. Him and Joey Janela hit like high-fly maneuvers. It's a 450 splash and a senton combo. Archer kicked out on that. Basically building Archer in this unbeatable, unstoppable machine. In the end, Archer hit Joey Janela, finally hit the blackout onto Janela. He put him through the table outside of the ring. He brought him back into the ring to pin Janela to get the victory. I think losing to Cody last month at Double or Nothing was a blessing to disguise of Lance Archer. I think it's planning for something big, probably until the autumn part of 2020, late 2020, early 2021. So moving on to the next match, not really a next match, but the first segment on the show. We had Darby Allin did like a coffin drop onto basically he did a coffin drop off to like type of bungee jumping type of platform. And he landed into the piles of foam bricks. If you go to a gymnastic place, you get this pool of foam bricks. He did a sick coffin drop. Basically, last week he did like some skateboarding stunts, and now he's doing like coffin dropping onto a big pool of foam bricks. Basically, they're trying to get this suicide stunt over for Darby Allin. Some fans comparing Darby Allin to Jeff Hardy. I don't know, it's a bit debatable, because Jeff Hardy also does some daredevil stunts. Anyway, and then we got another segment with Taz giving Brian Cage the FTW Championship. The FTW Championship was created by Taz in the days of the original ECW. Because ECW screwed Taz out of the world title. In those days of ECW, he did win the ECW world title in the end, but in the meanwhile he did create a championship for himself. The two wrestlers create their own championship, or maybe three, are the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase with the $1 Million Championship, Taz with the FTW Championship, and Booker T with the Legends belt in TNA. I don't know why Taz given Cage the FTW Championship, because for once, he haven't lost to Moxley yet, because you have to wait until Fight to the Fallen in their match between Moxley and Cage for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think they're going for making Cage a double champion, have him wearing the world title and FTW Championship together. The timing is wrong. But at the same time, I think they're trying to give him a consolation prize. I don't know why. It's good to see the FTW Championship, but at the same time, the timing was wrong. You have to wait until Fight to the Fallen. If Cage is going to leave fight to the fallen as the new world champion. You have to wait until we find out. Okay, then we got a 6-person tag team match. We got the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers. That is Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. It's been a long time. We see the Lucha Brothers on AEW television. They take on the FTR, that is the former Revival, and the Young Bucks. This was a fun 6-person tag team match. One moment of the match, you had Rey Fenix hit like a crazy Canadian Destroyer onto Nick Jackson. Basically, he leaped over Pentagon and hit the Canadian Destroyer onto Nick Jackson. He kind of landed onto the Butcher, the Blade, the FTR, and his brother Matt. In the end, Matt Jackson was going for like a super kick, but instead he accidentally hit Cash Wheeler, that is the former Scott Dawson. In the end, Lucha Brothers hit like the LB driver onto Matt Jackson to win, so the heels got the victory. It's really shocking, because I'm guessing this is FTR's first match in AEW. Yeah, it's okay, yeah, they're protecting them, they haven't got pinned, they haven't got submit, but I'd rather have FTR got the victory. This is their first match in the company. I don't know why, because I just do not care about Butcher and the Blade. They're more like a jobber tag team, in my opinion. Not the Lucha Brothers, they're okay. Anyway, so moving on to the next segment. Yeah, Big Swole getting suspended. You got this authority figure giving a letter to Big Swole, and she found out she got suspended because the last few weeks she was confronting Dr. Britt Baker. Like, there's one segment on Dynamite basically pouring like a bin full of rubbish into the the glass ceiling, the glass cage of in the Rolls Royce onto Britt Baker. And then I think a couple weeks ago she kidnapped Britt Baker and put her into like the dumpster. Why could they done it last week instead of like right now? You know, it's just make the authority look stupid. It make this punishment a bit stupider. Why could they done it last week instead of like this week, or really weeks before that? I don't understand. I don't want to get into it. I'm losing a bit of brain cells. It's a bit stupid booking, stupid creatively. Anyway, so the next match we got Nyla Rose versus a bunch of jobbers. Only 2 jobbers. I'm not gonna pronounce this. It's basically King and Paige. I can't remember their first names. In the end, Nyla Rose basically squashed them. And then afterwards, Rose cut a promo. Basically, she hired a manager, and she's not gonna tell who's the manager's gonna be for Nyla Rose. In this promo segment, they keep cutting it to the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida, and also she said she will one day reclaim the AEW Women's Championship. I'm guessing they're still going to do a match between Shida versus Rose 2, because Shida defeated Nyla Rose for the women's belt at Double or Nothing. And new manager, it could be an established manager or a new manager we never see before. We have to wait and find out. Then we got another 6-man tag team match. We got the Dark Order. The 2 members represent the Dark Order are Brody Lee and Stu Grayson, teaming up with Colt Cabana to face the 3 members of SCU. That is Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. The first 6-man tag team match from earlier was way better. You know, the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers versus FTR and the Young Bucks match. That was way better. But this match was nothing special. It's just building up, furthering up the storyline between Dark Order and Colt Cabana. In the end, Brody Lee hit a discus clothesline onto Daniels. Cabana pins Daniels for the victory. Is Colt Cabana turning heel? Officially turning heel. Officially joined Dark Order. He's not yet part of the group. You know, he's still in cahoots with the Dark Order. They're building the Dark Order as the second best faction in AEW, because the number 1 best faction in AEW right now is the Inner Circle. That is Chris Jericho's group. And then we got the final segment on this show. We got Big Swole confronting Britt Baker. Big Swole throwing white pieces of paper into the face of Rebel, and Rebel accidentally smacked Britt Baker in the face. And Britt selling like she's re-injured her nose. I don't think she re-injured her nose. She's selling it like she's injured her nose again. I like this feud between Big Swole and Britt Baker. I think this is leading up to a match at All Out between Britt Baker and Big Swole in September after Britt Baker recover from knee injury. Okay, and then we got the main event. We got the former La Champion Chris Jericho with Santana and Ortiz in his side, taking on Orange Cassidy. This was a decent main event. They made Orange Cassidy like $1 million in this match. Yeah, Cassidy did a lot of high-flying maneuvers. He did his typical shin kicks towards Jericho, follow up with a super kick onto Jericho. You know, they believe that Cassidy could be a former world champion, really the top star in the wrestling business, Chris Jericho. Santana and Ortiz did their shenanigans, like one moment of the match, I think it was Ortiz or Santana, I think it was Santana, whipped a foreign object into the back of Orange Cassidy. I think both of them throw a lot of orange juice into the face of Orange Cassidy. That led to the best friends, you know, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, you know, came out to confront Santana and Ortiz, chased them away. Jericho hit Orange Cassidy with a baseball bat and then a code breaker. And yeah, Cassidy kind of kicked out from the code breaker. I think, I'll call him OC for short, you know, it's a bit confusing. OC kind of hit the Michinoku driver onto Jericho. Jericho kick out from that. In the end, Jericho hit the Judas Effect onto Orange Cassidy to win this match. This rivalry between Jericho and Orange Cassidy is a one-match feud, let's be honest, because I think the right man won. I don't want to see a rematch between Jericho and Orange Cassidy anytime soon. For one, it was a good match, but sometimes sequels are never the same as the first one. And second, I think Jericho needs to go back into the world title picture, attempt to win the World Heavyweight title back. Unfortunately, you're not going to see Jericho as world champion for 2020. You have to wait until 2021 because, for the meanwhile, AEW is putting the eggs in the Brian Cage basket if he beats Jon Moxley for the world title at Fight to the Fallen. Anyway, Fyter Fest Part 2. If I compare Night 1 and Night 2, which one's a better show? I have to say Night 2 is way better than Night 1. But Night 1, the good matches are, you know, MJF and Wardlow taking on the Lucha Express. Shida versus Penelope Ford for the AEW Women's title. Cody versus Hager for the TNT belt. It was a fun match. I think the disappointing match has to be the tag team title match from last week. Paige and Omega versus the Best Friends. It was basically For Night 2, match of the night has to be Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. It was a fun main event. The tag team title match between Paige and Omega versus the Private Party, that was a fun opener. Another fun match was Joey Janela versus Lance Archer. And the 6-man tag team match between Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers versus FTF. That was a fun match to see. The other 6-man tag team match, the Dark Order and Colt Cabana versus SCU, it was just basically I put it in the middle. It wasn't really a bad match. It wasn't a good match. It is a good match, but I placed it in the middle. It's nothing special. It's basically furthering up the storyline between Dark Order and Colt Cabana. The only bad match has to be Nyla Rose doing a squash match on the two jobbers. So anyway, that's my review of Fyter Fest Part 2. Hope you like it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash the like button, and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.